Good afternoon, and welcome to another edition of The Divine Love Talk. Today is Monday, the day of the open rose, right? Papa Legba's Day. And it's the 9th. It is December 9th. We are in the holiday of we are in the holiday season. We are also in the season of miracles. With everything going on, it's hard to remember that this is the season of miracles as we start to wrap up 2024, right? With these next couple of weeks, right? This is the moment when we see the impossible become possible. So, whatever you're doing, whatever you've been hoping for, whatever you've been wishing for, know that it can manifest into your reality. But you got to know wholeheartedly, with every fiber of your being, down to your bone marrow, that the things that you have been praying for, the things that you have been wishing for, the intentions that you have been setting will manifest into your reality. Baby, you gotta believe. Magic happens every day because you are magic. If this is your first time here, hello, hello, hello. My name is Etta, Mr. Keeler, intuitive and spiritual life coach. We're going to get into a general reading for the collective, see what you guys need to know on this wonderful Monday. I'm from New York. Where are you guys from? Especially if you're new here, let me know where you're from and how you're doing. How is your weekend? How was your weekend, right? Some of us are still on a 3-day weekend. And I love that for you. You should have felt some type of shift over the past 2-3 days, right? As Mercury is getting ready to station direct, as we're getting ready to have this full moon in Gemini. Speaking about this full moon in Gemini, what were you doing around the new moon in Gemini? So what was that, May or June? What was going on in your life around that time? What type of intentions were you setting around that time? What things were you called to heal, and what things were you called to let go of? This full moon is a great time for reflecting and letting go of all the things that do not serve your highest and greatest good. It's a good time to reflect on how far you've come. You have so much more to go, so many more blessings to come in, so many more good news and good things to happen for you and yours, right? How they say the best is yet to come. But in moments like these, when we feel the energy shift and we can feel the load lighten ever so slightly for some of you. For some of you, it's almost as if the weight of one needle has been taken off your shoulder. But it is just the beginning of the weight being lifted for you. Let's get into these comments, and then we're going to see what Spirit has for you guys. And we have time because we're on early enough. So we have time to do 3 readings for the collective, 3 mini readings. As always, subscribers to the live, and you should see the subscribe button somewhere down there next to the comment thingy, right? Get complimentary readings on the live. If you would like a personal reading, that information is in my bio. Be careful of the fake editors that's walking around these TikTok streets. I will never contact you first, at least without your permission. Grabbing my handy dandy pen, my handy dandy notebook, because we try to make it so that everybody gets at least 1 reading for the month, whether you're subscribed to the Patreon or you subscribe to the TikTok. So I saw Boogie first, so 12-9. Boogie, woogie, woogie. How are you? Let's see who else is here. Hi, John. How are you? Marcy. This week, I don't know. I'm going to put it out there. and see if the universe allows me to do it. But this week, I'm definitely going to put my best effort forward to be present for the collective. So even if you don't catch me live and you need to chit chat, do not hesitate to reach out. I am here. I am available. Friday looks a little iffy, but every other day I am free. And I hope you guys are finding some type of freedom with all the revelations that have been happening, not just these past couple of weeks while Mercury has been retrograde, right? Not just this time. Because what was it happening in Sagittarius? Something like that. More importantly, when Mercury goes retrograde, it gives us a time to reflect, review, restore, reconsider. Like I always like to say, all the words that you can add RE to is what Mercury retrograde is about. This is why it kind of forces the collective to sit down by slowing down the communications, having these communication mishaps is all an effort to make you sit and really think. Thoroughly think about the things that are going on, thoroughly think about the things that you are calling into your life, and have those moments of rest, have those moments of rejuvenation, have those moments of relaxation. Trevor forever, I do. I do. And some days I tend to hear them more than others. Like they're more present than others. Like they've been with me since I woke up. Usually they only come when I go live or working with a client. But today there's something about this Monday that the Holy Spirit is more present. So today is definitely a day to get a reading if you haven't gotten one for December yet. And again, those are for subscribers to the live or the Patreon. Figure it fit. How are you? How are you? How are you? How are you? Have you been sitting still? Loca, Miss Nicole, Yamani, Andrea, and of course, Classy. Your journals, your planners that you won, was sent out today, right? So they're en route to you. It should take 2 to 3 business days. For those of you who are new, this is the planner that we are talking about that we will be using on the live for the entire 2025 to have our most aligned year. Those 5 individuals won one for free. And speaking about hearing the voice of spirit, there's other goodies in your package. So please, 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 because I know this is also the season of Porch Pirates, keep an eye out for those packages. Let's see who else is here. Marcy. I'm going to add you to the list because I don't think you've gotten a reading in a while. Oh, you know what? Most people haven't gotten a reading this month. So, Marcy, I'm adding you to the list. Who else is here? Trevor, tell me what you hear. Tell me what you want to know, boo. Hi, Miss Nicole. How are you? So many people are being hateful. They're in that angry energy because in this moment of reflection, of reconsidering, rethinking, right? Even those of us who aren't in a spiritual walk, life itself is forcing everybody, regardless of where you are on your spiritual journey, to come face to face with their vices and their shortcomings and places where they chose wrong and had to face the consequences of their action. And when they see somebody else getting to live their happily ever after, because the consequences of that person's actions are actually rewards, right? They get to see you living some kind of semblance of happily ever after. Of course, it's going to arouse that bitter bee within them. And there's so much more we got to get into when it comes to that. Cece, thank you for the gifts. Thank you for the likes. You know, keep hitting that like button. It keeps us relevant in the TikTok algorithm, and it also lets TikTok know that I am the real Etta. Hello. Empress Honey, how are you? Intuitive Taurus, a spiritual warfare is happening on a level that is unprecedented. Like maybe not since the fall of the Dark One have we seen spiritual warfare on this level. This whole being in love with the twin flame journey that started decades ago, and this push to come into union with the twin flame, and how it accidentally or maybe purposely got over commercialized. The push to have everybody come who has a twin flame, let's talk about that, come into twin flame union was so that we could do the work 2 by 2. The twin flame journey, I always talk about it, is about love and all that fairy tale and beautiful stuff that we associate with love. But the main purpose, which far too often gets overlooked, is that the twin flame journey serves a divine purpose to the collective. As we engage with one another, we grow in our spiritual journey, our light shines brighter. That's more soldiers going into the side of the light to help with this spiritual warfare. But a lot of people are not ready for that conversation. They just want their twin flame. That's it. But there's so much more to this journey than just to have someone to have and hold forever and ever and ever. Hi, Dominique. How are you? Jasenia. I don't know why, but I miss you dearly. Like, we just spoke like a few days ago when we were last live, but I do miss you dearly, and I trust all is well. How are you? How are you? How are you? EJ, hello. How are you? Auntie, it's been a long time. How are you? How are the babies? How's the mister? How's life? Where are you on your journey? I have tons and tons of questions. Tons and tons of questions. The new moon is not for another 2 weeks. Oh, figure it fit. That is an excellent question, because the new moon, right? If it's 2 weeks after the full moon, right, give or take, it puts us around the 30th, which is pretty much New Year's Eve. So that is a amazing time to set intentions. If you guys want to do a new moon ritual, let me know and I'll set that up for you guys. But thank you, Figure It Fit, for bringing that to our attention, to set our intentions for the new year. Oh my goodness. Nicole, no stress. Woo sigh from Nola. Hey. I have to make it down to New Orleans. That is one of my plans for 2025. I just have to. I may not make it back, but that's okay. At least I went. Honeybee, how are you? Momo, how are you? Crystal from Newark, how are you? How are you? How are you? How are you? And I see we have EJ. How are you, my love? Carrie Bear is back. Every time I see your name, it reminds me of Care Bear and all the love associated with that. Thank you, thank you, thank you for joining us. All right. Hi, Truzy. Now I got to scroll back to the bottom. Honeybee, how are you? How are you? How are you? Can you believe my baby will be 1 in 3 months? Time flies so quickly. So quickly. Sue, that makes you the third person. Now, if I have room, because it's only 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, we'll see how the readings go. So if I have room for more personal readings after Sue, we will get into it. I am good working out, but finding my light, more specifically continuing on your journey. You were always in your light. Louise, how are you? How are you? How are you? How are you? Sacred Vibes, how are you? And if Kiana is here, because you just emailed me, boo, I'm going to send you the link to your video after I upload it after the live. So give me a couple of hours after the live. That being said, right? Honeybee, how do we get you out of the energy of trying into the energy of just staying positive? When are you going to do an OG call? When would you like to do an OG call? Are my OGs available on Wednesday, this Wednesday, around 7:30ish? This Wednesday around 7:30ish. Are you available? Sacred Vibes, you're just in time for the collective. We're about to get into the vibe for this Monday, the 9th. And 9 is the number of endings, right? And endings always lead to new beginnings for those of us who are open to it. Auntie, do not forget. Do not forget, baby. And Spirit has been kind of like tapping me on my shoulder that maybe I need to post a list of who the OG Soul Tribe members actually are. You guys always have access to everything, right? At all times, and discounted stuff at the website at all times. I don't even remember what that discount code is, but it is available to you guys. Like, you guys are not supposed to be paying full price for nada. And we have, I think one person needs to be reminded that they are an honorary OG member, and another person is their guides are wanting me. I'm almost in tears, and I don't even know why. Thinking about this person, but they want me to, they want us to induct this person as an honorary OG. So do you want that information now before we do the collective, or should we save that for a later time? The person that needs to be reminded that they're an OG, besides Auntie, because Auntie is a true OG, right? Never feel bad, or try not to feel bad for where Spirit leads you. And they just told me we have 2 OGs. So, as a reminder, the OGs stopped with Sunny, right? She was the last official OG. But Classy is also an honorary OG. And for those of you who are like, what's an OG? These are the people who have been with us since the beginning of Divine Love Talk. The original OGs have legit been with us over the past 2, going into our 3rd year, right? The end of July 2025 will mark our 3-year anniversary. So we have Classy as an honorary member. And with my heart bursting out of nowhere, it is with great pleasure that I announce that both Loka and Miss Nicole are honorary members as of this moment of the Soul Tribe, honorary OG members of the Soul Tribe, as per your guys' request. Like, I don't get to make that decision, because then everybody would be an OG, right? If you stick around long enough, right? But that's been on my heart all weekend. And I was like, how do I say it? How do I announce it? Do I just say it? And Spirit was like, just say it. So that being said, before I burst out into tears, and folks are like, but why? It's because of your dedication to your own journey. That being said, as I try to stop my face from leaking, Holy Spirit, what message do you have for the collective on this Monday, right? It's Monday the 9th, and we talked about 9 being the number of endings, right? And things must end for other things to begin. But it's also happening on the day of the road opening, right? The day that things can or have the possibility to begin. Do not forget that whatever you're trying to do, Whatever you're trying to manifest, even though it's not manifesting in the way that you thought that it should, it's manifesting in the way that it is for your highest good. You know how they say don't look a gift horse in the mouth? As these days unfold and your blessings start to come in, just let them come, right? You'll figure everything out once you get the complete picture. Holy Spirit, what other messages do you have for the collective on this? Thank you. Ooh, but that kind of was like that, so we'll leave it like that. What other messages do you have for the collective on this Monday? Anything else? Okay, that fell on the floor. It went kamikaze. Oh no, because I gotta get this deck. It fell on this deck and then it fell on the floor. What other messages do the collective need to hear on this day? Thank you. Ooh. What else? Thank you. Then we'll get one from this deck and one from one more deck, and then we'll channel the message. What else? Ooh. Anything else? And then we haven't used this deck in a while. What else does the collective need to hear on this Monday? And this is a general message, so take what resonates and leave the rest. Separate you guys because y'all are making a mess. All right, we'll leave it at that. All right, starting over here, right? We had that stagnant card that came out first, right? Stagnant, stuck, dead end, frozen, but it kind of flew out this way, which is speaking about motion. And we got a heads up a couple of days ago that once Mercury started to go direct, things that seemed stuck and stagnant in your life, especially your love life, think Gemini rules the lovers, right? Are going to start to move forward. But in that forward movement, for some of you, it does mean breaking up. There are still people in the collective that no matter how hard your guides have shown you that this person is not the one, you're still holding on to them with everything that you've got for good reason, right? You have your valid reasons, but they want to replace that someone with somebody who is better fitted to love you in the way that you need. Allow things to flow. And as Spirit said, allow these blessings and miracles to show up the way that they're supposed to. Try not to put too much you on it. Try not to let your expectations get the best of you, right? And know that however life is showing up for you, however your dreams, the things that you have been envisioning for yourself shows up for you, it's going to show up in a way that fulfills you on every single level if you let it. For some of you, you might have to lose that job first. You might have to lose that relationship first. You might have to go through some type of hardship before you can move forward. But that is the beauty of manifesting your dreams into your reality. Try not to think of it as, why is this negative thing happening to you? It's a part of the journey. What you see as negative, what you see as an ending, is the actual beginning to something that is going to fulfill you on every single level. I like how Elegua, right, which is synonymous with Legba, the road opening, right, has come out twice. The dangers of the world are always lurking. Lying to yourself is the most harmful spell. Be careful of what you tell yourself. For some of you, especially when it comes for those of you who are looking for work or who are looking for promotion, February, Pisces season, right, with this 2/24. Some of you, that's going to be a very important date for you when it comes to things that affect your stability, your money, right? Your occupation. Just remember that the biggest mistake you can take is not taking that leap of faith. It's very important that you remember that no matter how things show up, right, no matter what you have to go through, it's ultimately leading you to that happily ever after. Whatever storm that you are going through, no matter how long it's been raining, right? It could be more than 40 days and 40 nights as I look up and see 111 on the clock. Know that the sun will eventually come back out, bringing with it the blessings, the intentions manifesting into your reality, the miracles manifesting into your reality. If you are still an individual, and this is no shade, right? How they say we listen and we don't judge. If you're still in the energy of saying, oh man, such and such never happens for me, then guess what? Such and such will never happen for you. We are constantly speaking things into existence when we're happy, when we're sad, when we're angry, when we're frustrated, when we're in whatever mode. Remember that and choose your words wisely. Don't be one of those folks that accidentally curses themselves at every turn and tries to blame it on everybody else. Next, we listen and we don't judge, right? Those who are holding on to old exes, dead relationships, and then the old ways. But more specifically, and I like how he's like with his baseball bat, right? Giving Harlequin vibes, right? Ready to sum stuff up. A chaotic life is the result of chaotic choices. For that person that you've been holding on to, and I guess this is for somebody specific, or a handful of y'all specifically, right? Again, I think you have good reason for holding on to them, and I validate, like I hear you, I see you. However, if it didn't work out, and you've done all the things, and you've said all the prayers, and some of you have done love magic, don't do that again, please, and thank you, right? And it's still not going your way, it's because it's not supposed to. With this 32 and that's 5, it's talking about change, not just who you're with, but your point of view around relationships. Because why are you staying in a relationship where you're not valued? Why are you staying in a relationship where there's poor communication and it has not gotten better? The person's not even making an effort to do right by you. Why are you allowing yourself to be under substandard conditions? With this regeneration card that wanted to come out with the home card, no place like home. You guys know my analogy with the forest and how it can burn itself down and the acorns get buried and the seeds pop out and the forest rejuvenates itself. In short, right? The path has been made clear. And for those of you who are still holding on to old people and old ways, right? You're still stuck in that energy. Your guides want to clear that. They want to torch the earth, right? And clear that path for you to find your happily ever after, to find your stability, to find your peace. But you got to allow it. We love this thing that we have called free will. I love it. And I love it for you when you exercise it the right way. But how is it? Is there a right way when it's free will? So whatever way you decide should be the right way. Just as our words are constantly influencing the experience we have, we are experiencing other people's energies, other people's words for our life. So a lot of the times when we think we're exercising our free will, we're under the influence of somebody else's intention, under their magic, under something else. This is why it's very, very important that above all things, you could get all the crystals, all the candles, do all the bippity boppity boo your heart desires. But if you do not have a connection with your intuition, a firm connection, so that when you hear that voice, you know it is the voice of your ancestors, you know it's the voice of your guides, you know it's the voice of God, then you're not going to make it very far. You will never have that peace and stability that you're looking for. You're always going to be looking for the next best spell or the next best candle or the next best practitioner to help you along your journey when you're the one that's supposed to help you along your journey. Every mystic, healer, practitioner of every kind is only supposed to assist you, give you the tools that you need, but they're not supposed to hold your hand. So if they try to hold your hand, that is a whole scam artist. Run. This is your journey. You make the decisions. You, as the school bus started up and moving forward, right? You are the driver. Driver. You are the captain of the ship. We as mystics, we as soul tribe members, we as kindreds are your shipmates. Nothing more, nothing less. So if you're wondering why you're still stuck and you're not moving forward, take a good look at the person in the mirror and make today the first day you put a concerted effort, a grounded effort, a real effort to get in touch with your intuition, because things are changing, things are shifting. We're leaving the old way behind and moving into the new. Not just the calendar new year, because the real new year begins in March. We've talked about this, right? Not only are we leaving that behind, but we have to leave it all behind. You see this flamingo? There's no luggage, there's no baggage, there's no friends, there's no family. There's just sheer trust in oneself and the determination to move forward, knowing that what's coming is way better than what you had to leave behind. And that's clarified by child. But when we look at this child, that brings us back to the number 9 with this 18, right? Do you see how happy they are? Even their bunny. And for a lot of you, bunnies are your totem animal. When you see them, that is your confirmation that whatever you're doing, whatever you're thinking, you're moving in the right direction, right? But you know how children just trust the process? They just go, most of them, just go with the flow, right? Especially around this age. When they're with somebody they trust them completely. Your guides are asking you to trust the process completely. Again, wherever you're going, wherever you're headed, all this loss, all this heartache, all the tears will be a distant memory. You won't even remember of all that you had to go through to get to where you're going. Spirit wanted me to remind you guys, because you have a higher spiritual calling, because you are a special person, you are a chosen one, right? You've amassed all types of enemies throughout your lifetime, right? It comes with walking in, spirit, walking with spirit. But don't you think for a second that any of the bippity-boppity do, the baneful magic, whatever it is that they're doing, is going to stop this movement. It's going to stop you from having that wish fulfillment that you've been seeking on every level. It might delay it, and that delay only comes from you paying attention to what they're doing versus you keeping your eyes on the prize and moving forward. No weapon formed against you shall prosper, as we ended with the go the distance card, which is sheer confirmation that nothing can stop you but you, of course, and your thoughts, of course, if you let them get the best of you, of course. A message of concern and unexpected, income, but it came out in reverse. And this speaks of delay, right? You had that bill come up. You had that expense come up out the blue. You had that money loss. You had that thing happen with money this year because it wasn't to humble you. It wasn't to put you in your place and remind you of how little you make. No. It was supposed to remind you that whatever comes your way, you're well capable of handling it. You may not be able to handle it in the moment, but however that bill however big that bill was, however big that financial inconvenience was, that was your guys telling you that this is peanuts compared to the financial abundance you're going to experience. But you stood stuck on the fact that, oh my God, I'm going to get Christmas presents. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Not realizing that whether you make $40,000 a year or $40,000 a month, hey, you already had abundance. You've been abundant this whole entire time. None of you have gone a week without eating, right? Because that's just about as long as you could go before you, right? Every one of you have some type of shelter, some type of access to food. It may not be steak and lobster every day. It might just be the Bodak noodles, right? It might be ramen, right? But you have it. When Spirit says for us to practice gratitude, this is what they're talking about. You had an extra dollar after you paid all the bills. Guess what? You paid all the bills and you have an extra dollar. Not, I only have a dollar. I don't know what I'm going to do to payday. You did what a lot of people can't do. Some people can't pay all their bills in a month. They got to kind of roll things over. You don't know how much of a blessing that is to be able to flip that switch and the lights actually come on. Especially now that it's gotten colder. For those of you who have been overlooking these small blessings that you already have, those are the huge blessings. You keep praying for the lottery to hit it big. You've already hit it big, and you haven't expressed any gratitude for it. So what makes you think on Beyonce's internet that they're going to allow you to hit it any bigger when you haven't expressed gratitude for what you already have? How does that work? You may not have everything, right? You may have to shop at Rainbow and not Chanel. Nobody's judging you. At least you have clothes to cover your behind. Gratitude. You may not you may not be GLO in that GLE, right? AMG. But you look just fine in that Toyota that gets you from point A to point B without any problems. Gratitude. You may not have 1 million followers, but you positively impact dozens every single day. You don't even realize it. Because again, going back to what Spirit said, it's not showing up how you thought it would. The abundance is not showing up how you envisioned it. Not yet. You got to be grateful for these seemingly small things before the universe, before God can trust you with those really big things. If you really look at it, you have everything you need right now. Every single one of you. Everything you need. You may not have everything you want. You think you could do better, and you probably can. But at least express gratitude for the abundance that you already have. Running water, electricity, food, right? Even if it's ramen noodles, is something. It's not like you have nothing. And even when you have nothing, you have spirit. And with spirit, you can manifest every single thing you need. Going back to the top of live, when Spirit said, do not forget you are magic. This world, this entire and everything in it was created by the word. Use your word as your bibbity boppity boo. These crystals and candles and all the all the accoutrements are great. But it all starts with you, your belief, your faith, and your word. Now go be magical. That is the message for the collective. We are going to take a peek at these comments, see what you guys are chit-chatting about. And then we're going to start with the mini reading, starting with Boogie Woogie Woogie. All right. Honeybee, yes, I do, and grateful for it no matter how big or how small of a blessing I get every day. Every single day. I love that for you guys. Really and truly. Portia, thank you for the bears. I like bears. And the heart puff. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Boogie, you'll take a rain check. We still got to chat on the phone. I am so proud that I actually have appointments with folks. So when your number comes up, I'll be making an appointment with you, Madam Boogie Woogie Woogie. Madam Boogie Woogie Woogie. Portia, thank you for asking. I am well. I'm actually over the moon today. Spirit told us to sit down and we're sat like Debo, right? When he says be quiet, I be quiet. When he leave, I be talking again. So grateful that even without having gone, even without a job, I haven't gone without anything. Blessed. Yes. Yes. And that's a testimony in itself. Yep, and my account has $1.23. Angel number. You have $1.23. How about the folks who are negative 1,023, you know? And we're not going to compare ourselves to others, but it's just a moment to say, you know what? I've got $1.23, not I got $1.23. That's at least good for a bag of chips. Or some coins on Candy Crush. I don't know. Hi, Tatsi. I'm grateful this message could find you. Rising up, back on my feet. That's Eye of the Tiger. Did my time, took my chances. Heavy on the take the chances, right? You lose every chance you don't take, right? If you take the chances, win or lose. But if you don't take the chance, that's an automatic loss, right? Nashaya, how are you? 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 Oh, Gina. How are you? Love Zari. I love that name. I have to listen. That's right. You know what you got to do. 9 out of 10 times, most people know exactly what they need to do to get to where they're going. They just have to remind themselves of that. Whimsical Pisces, how are you? Words are spells. We listen and we don't judge, but throw the trash out. They gotta go. Bye. Sayonara. Thank you for the lessons. Just going through your comments. Oh, congratulations. Well, that's apropos, right? Right? Congratulations on the class. On finishing the class. I love that for you. I love it. I love it. I love it. A loss is a win when you are spiritual. You have got that absolutely right, Momo. And someone definitely needed to hear that this afternoon, this evening, this morning, wherever you guys are at. Lovely Jazz, how are you? How are you? How are you? Those cards have been through it with us. They have, right? They're just beat up. And I'm going to keep them until they completely fall apart because, nostalgia. Nostalgia. I could be the one tripping. So we are reconfirming your OG status. Miss Nicole, you are welcome. I think we've definitely gotten to the point where we need to write this stuff down because what? What? Auntie's a founding father. She sure is. Jasenia didn't use the code. Why not? What happened? Can happen. Hasta la bye-bye. I like that a lot. Hi, Krista. How are you? I know a joke about a buck 25 unsuitable for children. It is a visual joke. I would like to know. I would like to know. And of course, Marcy, of course, Debo, right? Funny character. But we've all have had a Debo or two or three in our lives, right? That inadvertently pushed us to where we're supposed to be by them being nothing more than a sheer donkey. Keep it TikTok safe. Ooh-wee. That was a lot. Marcy. We're going to do Marcy, and then we're going to do Sue. And then since Boogie is taking a rain check on her reading, I have one more spot open for any subscribers to the live or the Patreon who would like a mini reading on the live today. If you would like a personal reading off of the live, that information is in my bio. Margie. Well, that was quick. And we're going to squeeze in Portia. Now, Marcy, if you don't mind, I would like to do Portia first because her guides are screaming. And now I'm uncomfortable. Her guides are screaming, so we're just going to have to go with it. Portia to the front of the line. So, I'm not sure if you were here during the entirety of the general reading, but it pointed to those looking for employment, looking for a promotion, right? Around February 24th would be a good time for you. And during the reading, it also came out that to be open to how things are showing up in our lives, being fired or being set free to find a position that's better suited for you and your emotional, mental, physical, as well as financial needs is an actual blessing in disguise, which is not saying yay or nay just yet. They just want you to know that if this was to happen, my dearest Portia, it is a blessing in disguise. And with those sixes, right, talking about balance, talking about abundance, talking about June, talking about things coming into bloom. Things fall apart to come together. Things end so that better things can begin if we allow it. There's a lot of anxiety, of course, because nobody wants to lose their job, especially during Christmas time, right? During the holiday times, right? Or even during the end of the year. Nobody wants that. That's the worst feeling in the world. That happened to me one time, and I was so devastated, I couldn't be devastated, right? Many years ago. It's not a good feeling. However, whatever is ending, and this is a message that we've gotten over and over and over and over again, whatever is ending is making room for a much better, a much more fulfilling beginning. It may not feel good, it may not look good, especially if you haven't budgeted for it, but it's leading you into your Empress season. It's forcing you to think, if you've been paying attention to your dreams, to your feelings, to those thoughts that seem to just come out of nowhere. Your guides have been showing you that, one, you're in the wrong field, and you're looking at money and responsibility from your poverty wound, from the lack mindset versus the abundance mindset. That being said, dearest Portia, you wanted a straight yes. Oh, well, Let's see what's going on with your job situation. We'll phrase it like that, not leave it as a straight yes or no, because your energy and how you feel about the situation is lending itself to the outcome as well. So, on that note, pick your pile. You have the Moldavite, the cowrie shell, or, oh, look who decided to come back, the rose quartz. Huh. Which pile is your pile, dearest Portia? The meeting is in 5 hours. Of course, the rose. And you're a single mom? Of course, right? All these things are taken into consideration. But what we learned on today's live is that our needs are always provided for. They may not show up in ways that we expect, but they're always provided for. And if you hold the belief that whatever happens next is happening the way that it's supposed to happen and that you will be taken care of either way, get out of the energy of any energy that even remotely resembles desperation, fear, or lack. And just know that everything is working out for your highest and your greatest good. Holy Spirit, what else does Portia need to know about her work situation? There goes that energy of worry. And of course, it's understandable. We're going to leave this covered just for now. But to answer your question about the possibilities of losing it, this looks like a no, right? Because you have the Ace of Cups followed with the wish fulfillment card, right? The star card. Put that there so you can see the star card, but he's naked. The water bearer, Aquarius energy, the water bearer, the water, right? Abundance on every single level. This scare, this anxiety that you've been going through these past few days, it seems, right? A few weeks. You've been holding on to this for a while, but they really want you to know they kind of gave you this kind of shock, right? Put you in this position to see how you would react. And so far, it reveals you have a poverty wound. There's a tendency to lean into the pessimistic side of you versus the optimistic side of you. And this moment was supposed to teach you, it's supposed to teach you how to look on the bright side and really step into the full knowingness that however life shows up for you is happening the way it's supposed to. It's an easier concept to somewhat easier concept to grasp when you are only responsible for you because nobody else is really adversely affected by your decisions or whatever happens to you. But when you have a little one that you are the primary caregiver, primary caretaker for, your decisions will impact them as well. And that can be a scary place to be in. Thinking about all the way things could go wrong. You guys are asking you to shift that narrative and think about all the things that can go right. With the threat of losing something, what do you have to gain? Is this even the type of work you want to be doing? Does this sustain you? Does this fulfill you on every single level? Or deep down inside, you know there's something else, there's something better. But you like the security, and of course you like the security, right? Everybody likes steady income, right? You like getting paid like clockwork and you could do your bills and everything's accounted for and you can plan. But life is supposed to be so much more than that for you. Your job or the thing you do for an income, right, is supposed to fulfill you. And that will help you show up in a more, they're saying better, which is not to say you're not showing up in a good way as a parent, but when you're parenting from a place of being physically, emotionally, mentally, but most importantly, spiritually fulfilled, you inadvertently teach them how to tune into their intuition, how to tune into their spirit, how to walk into the light, how to manifest the good things they want in their life by staying in the energy of knowing that everything is going to work out because it always has. And if you look back even before you had this little person in your life, everything always worked out for you. May not have showed up in the way that you expected to, may not have showed up in the way that you wanted it to, right? But it definitely showed up in the way that it was supposed to. So while this meeting will be filled with a lot of reprimanding and a lot of you need to do this better, and you might even be put in the PIP process. Do we even say that anymore? Right? Where, you're not excelling at work and they put you in some type of performance improvement plan where they gauge in 3 months if you did this and all types of checks and balances and things for you to meet. It feels like there's going to be a lot of that going on. But even with that and the weights that they want to put on you, know that everything is going to work out for your highest and greatest good. But ultimately, if you want to have, and it's showing up as wealthy man, but it's showing up as a masculine because you're doing, right? Feminine is in the energy of receiving. Ultimately, you are encouraged to start looking for work elsewhere. Whatever they say, however this shows up, kind of yes them. Like, yeah, no problem. Okay, no problem. Knowing that in 3 months and 6 months, you will have this, I don't want to say job, this position that is much more fulfilling on a physical, spiritual, emotional, and financial level than this current position. You won't be in it for much longer. Your guides don't want you in it for much longer because it's soul sucking, it's soul draining on some type of level, and it's not in alignment with the person that you are becoming, the person you are being guided to become. So sit in that meeting. Receive their constructive criticism. If you get thrown in the pit process, just kind of grin and bear it and know now is the time to really start envisioning what you do want for work, right? What is your ideal job, right? What do you dream of when it comes to work and things of that nature? Now, being that Mercury is retrograde, I have to throw the disclaimer in there that there's at least one person who wants to go straight to me and be like, you know what, get rid of her. But because there's other energies present that are doing the pip out of pity almost, there's a chance to save the position, right? With these contingencies. But this moment is really about you knowing that this space that you've outgrown it a long time ago. Job security is great. Having a basic paycheck they said basic, having a regular paycheck every 2 weeks, every bi-monthly, bi-weekly, whatever, right, is great. But now is the time to start spreading your wings and looking for greener pastures and understand that abundance, financial assistance doesn't just have to come from a job. There's many, many opportunities, or social services, right? There's more opportunities than that, especially as we're changing administrations. Keep that in mind. That is your message, Portia. Portia. That is your message. Then I would definitely be the model employee, and with all their criticism and you should be doing this and you should be doing that and I might need a healthy dose of humbling and kind of shrinking down just a little bit, right? Receive that pip and start the process to move to greener pastures. There's one person in that department that just does not like you, right? There are decisions to manage your workload and manage how you show up, manage your performance. Ugh, I haven't said that in eons. Comes from a comes from their ego rather than them wanting to do their job the right way. Shut the front door. Classy. Not only am I semi-speechless because what I just read, but when I tell you Friday morning I dreamt of that, and when I woke up I was like, that man don't want no reading. He has a whole classy. What? What in the green eggs and ham is going on? That is breaking news. And that makes my whole heart burst with joy. Every time I've tried to leave, they've threatened with that. I think it's my manager's boss. Probably. I'm seeing more energy than actual faces and titles. But you already know. You already know. Oh. Put them in the freezer. If it resonates with you and you're up to it, put the manager's boss in the freezer right now. Put them in the freezer. Put them in the freezer. Only if it resonates with you. And you're welcome, as always. Marcy. Loca, can you please? Or Momo, give Portia a quick rundown on the freezer situation. Somebody. One of the OGs, please, I entrust you with that information. But we put in that not nice person. Yes, because somebody's like, wait a minute, what did I walk into? Yes, we are love and light. Yes, I'm a practitioner that only works with one hand, and I will do everything I can in the light. But when somebody is being, when they're just out of control, you got to calm them down. You got to help them calm down, and then we put them in the freezer. Because why not? Why not? You want to play reindeer games? You win reindeer prizes. A lot of people who are in managerial positions, directors, assistant directors, and things of that sort of nature, right? Far too many of them, because I've seen it with my own eyes, I've experienced it, right? Use their powers in their position to, exude power over others. A lot of people in those positions were the ones that got bullied in junior high and high school, and now they feel because they have a couple of degrees, a couple of letters behind their name, they could treat people in a which way, right? They're just continuing the cycle of bullying. Not on my watch. Not on my watch. I haven't been too far gone out of the corporate world to know how these things go, right? It's only been, oh my gosh, December, January, end of January will make 3 years. Where's Marcy? Because they have no power at home. This is true. So they come and they take all of that out on their unsuspecting employees, especially the younger ones. And don't be young and cute. Oh my goodness. You become public enemy number one. And I wish people wouldn't do that because it's just wrong on so many levels. Marcy. See? It's terrible. She smirks when she thinks she found you out. She smirks at others' downfalls. I knew she needed to go in the freezer. I just knew she was one of those kind of people. Miserable. Miserable, miserable, miserable. Archangel Michael definitely isn't the one to be messing with. That ruffles my feathers. Oh no, that's okay, Marcy. We'll put you last. So that brings us to Sue. Sue, are you still around? Are you still here? Are you still here? I'm here. Can I have a mini on what's to come? And then everybody started commenting. In love. Oh, that's sure. Oh, so you know what? Let's break out the romance angels. Let's break out the romance angels. Portia, I'm wholeheartedly sorry you have to go through that. It's building character and helping you step into your bippity boppity boo. But she's just a donkey. I can't say the A word the way I want to say it, so we just leave it at that. All right, my loves. All right. We're focusing the energy on Sue. And seeing what's coming out in love. So, of course, when you pick your pile, you start with the rose quartz, the moldavite, or the selenite. Which pile is your pile? The moldavite. Just do the quick shuffle on this one. So, when it comes to love, Sue, you have the Page of Wands and the Eight of Wands. What else does Sue need to know when it comes to love? Anything else from this deck? What are you nervous for? It's okay. It is quite all right, right? Anything else for Sue? Nothing from the romance angels? We'll start there. Attraction. You attract. Not only do you attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully, you attract the love that you really require when you have a clear vision of love, right? talk about it all the time. You're definitely new here, so you haven't heard us speak about it before, but we always mention having that clear vision of love, or whatever it is that you're calling in, and not accepting anything less. Your guides are heavy on the non accepting anything less. There's this propensity in your energy of attracting people that want to get you from hello to the bedroom in a very, very short amount of time. You have this energy where you've been calling in people who have the tendency to love bomb, even if they not a typical love bomber. Is something about the frequency you're putting out there, the energy you're putting out there that's attracting these hot and heavy passionate experiences. If you hasn't happened yet, it's about to, right? That on surface it's like, oh my God, but things are just moving really, really quickly. There needs to be a complete mind shift around love so that you attract energy that's just more than fun time in the bedroom. Unless you want fun time in the bedroom, and at this stage in your life you're looking for someone that could be there for a good time and not a long time, oh, that is definitely coming in for you with the energy you are currently putting out there. Going back to the general reading, or at some point, because now it's getting foggy for me, Spirit said that anything that you've been dreaming of in love and life, you can have. And it feels like that sentiment sounds good to you. It feels good to you, but it feels good for like other people. There's something inherent with you that you don't accept that notion for yourself. Your guides are encouraging you with this attraction card that you are worthy of everything that you think yourself worthy of. So going back to what was said, back to that comment Spirit made, oh man, things like that never happened to me. And then, if you think that way, then yeah, things like that will never happen to you. But if you truly believe with every fiber of your being that you will find true love, you've got this laundry list that's like, it's like a ticker tape playing across your mind right now as you're listening to this, of all the reasons why you don't deserve the love that you are looking for, because you're listing all of these shortcomings. We all got shortcomings. There's no one among us who is perfect. No one, not even God. A lot of people not ready for that conversation, so we'll bring it back to you, Sue. Start as that ticker tape, as those thoughts start to ruminate in your mind. Change those things you look at as shortcomings. Flip it to your good qualities. How good you are with children. How beautiful your smile is. How you make this one mean dish in the kitchen that will have people licking their fingers. Think about every single good quality that you have. For every negative thought, you try to self-handicapping thoughts much. Every time one of those self-deprecating, self-handicapping thoughts, those moments where you put yourself down, immediately get a journal right now. Well, not right now. At some point today, go get a journal. It doesn't have to be a fancy schmancy Barnes & Noble journal. You don't have to get it from Target. You could get a regular spiral-bound notebook from the Dollar Tree. And every time you find yourself thinking that negative thought, I would like you to be, instead of, I'm not a great catch, right? You start writing about how beautiful you are on the inside and out, because you are. Just the way you are. There were no mistakes about your upbringing. There were no mistakes about the life you were born into, your physical characteristics, your mental and emotional characteristics. Somebody needs that in a partner, just as you are, perfect. And you won't have to work for it. You won't have to be on a million dating sites and go on a million dates where you're still in the energy of people just wanting to bend you over. And again, if that's where you are in life, that's where you are in life. Enjoy, be safe, but enjoy. But if you want to attract that everlasting love, first, change your mindset about how you view yourself, because in doing so, now you change the caliber of the people that you attract into your life. With this community coming out on the side and the pathway, it's going to take a journey. Use every opportunity, your friends, your neighbors, the clerk at the supermarket, to step into your femininity. Get comfortable with allowing people to do things for you. Get comfortable with allowing people to honor the goddess within you. See crows much? We'll talk about that. But first, before we could get anywhere in love, your mindset about yourself needs to change. Take these next 21 days. Sue, don't let me find you on these TikTok streets. Don't let me come looking for you, right? Because I will. And see how you're doing with the journaling and reminding yourself of your divinity, right? Speaking of crows, rumor has it, two names popped up for you when I said goddess. One is Athena. Second one is Hecate. Not too sure about Athena, but I've never mentioned Hecate a day in my life. I've read about her from here and there, in my studies. But add that onto your list of things to do, your list of things to research. Hecate, especially in guiding you, assisting you in becoming your true self. Dearest Sue, that is your message. Wowzers. Where's my water? Too far away. Really, Loca? Well, then you got to tell me more about Hecate and why she made herself present today. She don't play no monkey business. I bet not. I bet not. You tell her, Krista, she is a whole goddess. I am new, yeah, and I deserve a lot better than what I've had. You do. And it's there for you. It's available to you. Oh, how did that happen? So Krista works with Hecate, or knows of Hecate. Loka works with Hecate. So now you have two allies to assist you on your journey. They only whispered their names to me, and heavy on the crow energy. I'm not versed with those goddesses. I love Hecate. I cried to Hecate, and boop, they lost their job. Sounds like justice to me. Who is next on the list? Margie. Dearest Margie. Nola, wine, and chill. That's two Nolas. That's two Nolas for today. If I get a third one, I'm booking my ticket to Louisiana. Where I'm going, I don't know. If you guys have any suggestions for where I need to be in New Orleans, y'all let me know. Hecate and Goddess Freya helped me find myself, and boom. And boom. The world is graced with the amazing Krista. All right, Margie, did you have a specific question? Wait, what's the birthday party this weekend? Or what is it next weekend? I don't remember. Did you have a specific question, or did you want a general message? Titan. Now, I've heard of titans and I've heard of goddesses, but I've never heard of a titan goddess. Powerful to call on when needing direction and protection. I love my job. I love this. Oh gosh. Well, there you go. Thank you, John. Ew. I love that. Oh, and I bet you when I go to the post office, I'm going to see a crow. And if I see a crow, I'll definitely snap a picture and put it on the Patreon. And we can have a lovely, lovely discussion on Hecate and everything this Titan goddess is. It just sounds Titan goddess, bigger than life, larger than life. Party was this weekend. All right, so let's get into Margie's love reading. Look at you. What we do without John? What would we do without John? Okay. Margie, you have the Moldavite, the selenite, or the cowrie shell. Which pile is your pile? Is there a connection between crows and Hecate? Because they're showing me crows and the word Hecate. Well, they were showing me towards the end of Sue's reading. Is this selenite? Cool beans. So when it comes to love, you have the Three of Pentacles, Earth energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy, the energy of rebuilding. Five of Cups. Knight of Cups wanted to make an honorary appearance. But before we dive into this, what else does Margie need to know? Jesus, that's way too many. About her love life. Make sure they're upright. What else does Margie need to know about love? What else does Margie need to know when it comes to love? Anything else? Thank you. All right, now we're cooking with grease. This is for this is for that. Now, when it comes to trying to make sure everything is within the frame of the camera. Okay. Rebuilding or starting a new relationship. Whatever or whoever you're leaving in the past, leave it firmly in the past. But make sure before you walk away from something or someone that you are completely done. Going back to the general reading, right? And being in between worlds and can't take with us certain things and certain people. Your guys are wanting you to be very, very clear about this person that you want. It's okay to want them. They may not be in the perfect condition. They may have to do a lot of this and that and making room to receive this love, but this is who you want. There's a reason for that, right? If this is someone you want to hold on to, there's a reason for that. Just like it takes time to build a structure, it takes time to build a foundation. It takes time to build a home from the ground up. If the person that you are currently thinking of, regardless of the past you share, There's a lot of forgiveness that still has yet to be done. On the surface, it's like, yeah, I forgave them. Yeah, yes, okay. No, make sure you mean that wholeheartedly. There's going to be a lot of patience needed if and only if you really want to have a committed and long lasting relationship with your person. This pathway card, again, and I swear it comes out in every reading that we use the Kipper deck for, right? It's about the journey. It's about trusting the process, in case I didn't say that in Sue's reading, right? Knowing that your path will be illuminated. You will be instructed on how to, on what to do. You have released your ex, followed by express your love. The time has come to clear your energy. Going back to the person that you're thinking of, do you really want to be with that person long term? This might be a situation where you say, look, this is how I feel about you. This is how I see us. This is what I would like, right? Leaning into your masculine energy for a bit, because, yeah, we do that sometimes, right? And just being like, in a soft way, right? Not in a, don't hold this person hostage and strap them to a chair and lay your demands down. When the moment is right, let them know how you feel and where you see this going and what they would need to do to get y'all there, and be prepared to receive their answer regardless of what it is, because I like how courthouse came over release your ex, because it has two meanings, right? You could let this be done and be like, okay, this person, I still have a lot of love for them. I will always have a lot of love for them. But at this point in my life, this is my vision of love, and they either fit that vision or they do not after that conversation. If they do not, understand you will be guided to someone who can fulfill you on every single level. Again, every closed door leads to an open door. And here's that wealthy man coming out in the reverse again, because his position, his arrival in your life is delayed. Because you got to make it clear as to what it is you want, right? They really want you to take the time to process within yourself all the feelings that you're feeling for the person that's on your mind, and having that challenging conversation where you put it all on the line. You put all your cards on the table, no pun intended, but you put everything out there so there won't be any regrets, right? Going forward, especially when this person is finally allowed to come in divine timing with this time clock thingy over here, this hourglass thingamajig, right? Beauty and the Beast thingamajig. And with wealthy man, we're not just talking about, this is somebody who's going to pay the mortgage and all the bills, right? But with this 13, which is 4, this is somebody that's going to fulfill you on every single level. If you want, you could stay with the person that's on your mind, or you can practice patience to come into union with the person that's on your mind. Or you can pick behind what's door number 2. But before you even think about picking what's behind door number 2, completely close out this cycle, mind, body, and soul. That is your message. Just adjudication, having to make a decision. Don't be afraid. Either way, go. Either way you spin it, you win. Either way you spin it, you have your happily ever after. You just gotta make a firm choice, and there's no backseas, right? There's no do-overs. Like, once this door is closed, it's closed forever and never ever. Marcy, are you around? Are you there? No do-overs, so choose wisely, right? I would wait until Mercury is completely direct and out of its shadow phase, so somewhere in the next 2 weeks, right? And then really sit with your thoughts and see what you want to do. things can be a little foggy, a little confusing, or not, right? But there's still that propensity while we are in Mercury retrograde and it's in its shadow phase to have that inability to see things 1,000% clearly. Hey, Nashaya, how goes it? Marcy, did you have a specific question? Or did you just want a general reading? Guardian of Gateways. Hey, Mars. How goes it? Crows, spiders, the three. Oh, shit. Spiders. And the three-headed dog. Well, then. All right. Well, all right. Anytime, Margie. All right. Boogie, woogie, woogie. You'll be after Marcy. Portia, please come back and let us know how tonight goes or in the next 5 hours goes. And Sue, don't be a stranger. Shifting the energy to Marcy. We're going to get the What's the Vibe cards back out for Marcy. 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 Beloved, pick your pile. You have the cowrie shell, the selenite, or the moldavite. Which pile is your pile? I love that, Portia. I love that. We love that. The middle one. All right. What does Marcy need to hear on this day, on this month? That's all the way on the floor. Whoa. What does Marcy need? Can y'all not? What does Marcy need to hear? Thank you. On this day. So you have narcissist, egotistical, opportunist, and fragile. And then you have harmony, which came out in the reverse, balance, peace, happiness. And then you have also in the reverse, toxic, drama, arguments, incompatible. This wanted to come out towards the end of the message that was posted before we went live today, right? It kind of got excluded out of the message because Spirit was like, no, that's for somebody in specific. Somebody's trying to paint you as as the bad guy, right? You have several people trying to make it seem like you are not as good as you say you are, as you show up, right? They think that Marcy's wearing a mask and this is just who Marcy is, right? They refuse to believe it, and there's been a lot of conversation. I'm seeing a lot of women, right? A lot of feminine energy, I should say, just unnecessarily overly concerned with who Marcy is and what Marcy does, right? Some of them, there are coming up, like I am picking up the hags, right? The mom, the sister, The child's mom, yeah, they're there in the picture, but there's like other work energies or maybe neighbor energies. It feels like you're in a space and time because so many people are speaking of you negatively. Their energy is kind of coagulating in the ethers and having some type of effect on you that is having you question your self-worth. Even if you haven't heard the cheese made directly, even if this hasn't come to you directly and somebody hasn't told you to your face, it's been lately this feeling, and it doesn't feel like an overwhelming feeling. It's just ever so often it's just like, am I the problem? First of all, you're not the problem. Do not let these errant thoughts that come and go get the best of you. What you are picking up is the bitterness, the anger, the narcissistic tendencies, the toxic tendencies of people who don't like you. And these people, whether you just met them, well, not whether you just met them, because those people, they're a different breed. But especially people you've known for a long time, worked with a long time, been friends with a long time, you've reached a part in your journey where your light has become bright enough that where you used to kind of fit in a little bit and didn't irritate people's demons as much as you do now, right? Your energy wasn't that noticeable on the other side. But now that you've really taken this command this year over your spiritual journey, you've grown this year in your spiritual journey, you have become like almost this supernova where it becomes undeniable that anybody in your energy has to contend with their own demons. So rather than contend with their own demons, they blame you, right? Not in a very conscious way, but on a subconscious spiritual level. They always get the ick with Marcy's around. They always feel this way when Marcy's around. Who does Marcy even think she is? That's how those thoughts and behaviors come around. It's very important not to get sucked into that energy because it's a funnel brewing because it's just so many of them. And by so many, it could be 6, it could be 12, it could be 24. It's kind of like 12 different individuals, right? If you get sucked into that vortex, now you're going to start, attracting experiences that align with what they're thinking for you. Going back to what was said in the general message, right? That sometimes we're making decisions, or we think we're making decisions of our own free will, but we're under the influence of other people's intentions, other people's energy, and we don't even know it. When these moments, when you start to feel down and you don't know why, things start going wrong and you don't know why, you keep biting your tongue while you're eating, while you're speaking, while you're doing absolutely nothing, and you don't know why, give a moment of gratitude and thanks for the spiritual person that you are becoming, right? Thank yourself for how far you've come along your journey, and thank your guides, the angels, God, for protecting you. Going back to words or spells, this supernova energy that you are exuding. People are not like, oh my God, she's on a spiritual journey and she's reaching enlightenment. Great, right? They just know that whatever you have going on makes them feel really bad about themselves. So they're going to make you feel really bad about yourself one way or another. This is also letting you know that it's coming to this culmination where they've got this vortex energy going to transmute that energy. Use it as a marker that you've come a long way. And if you've been able to manifest becoming a supernova energetically, you can manifest anything, especially the things that make you happy, especially experiences that cause you to want to celebrate you, celebrate others, celebrate the life that you are creating for yourself. Balance being restored, harmony being restored, peace being restored, that's the you thing. 1 million people can be at your door with pitchforks and torches, and none will be able to touch a hair on your pretty little head because you stand in the belief that you are who you are and you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. And whosoever don't like it, there's plenty of cliffs they can choose from. That was a bit dark, but that As per your guides, there's plenty of cliffs that they can choose from if you catch their drift, right? I don't think I can say the full sentence that they want to say, but you picked up what they drop in. That is your message. Don't let the negative energy get to you. 3, you know for sure these other individuals, again, neighbors, people that see you on a regular basis somehow, somewhere, could even be people who claim to be super duper religious, right? Those folks. That is your message. Hey, Daisy. And hurt people. Rather than put down the hot rock, they pick it up. It's easier to blame. It is much easier to blame. Hey, Roberson. You are definitely much stronger. And that is a testament. You're not the same person that I met a year ago. At all. Empty vessels make the most noise. A word. A word. A word. A word. Woohoo, Portia. I'll be waiting. Hi, Grofito. How are you? Roberson, I'm well. How are you? Love, sorry. Good evening. How are you? So that leaves us with a Boogie Woogie Woogie to the front of the line, who's been on the fence about getting a reading. Just keep working on yourself, your trust, your belief, your faith, deepening your faith, right? Everything else is going to fall into place. You just had a lunch date? I bet you did. I bet you did. As I pick up cards from the floor. What landed on the floor? Love affair and message. All right. Before I'm good. Life is life. And I got a bone to pick with you, Dorsey. I'm not even going to lie. I wasn't going to say nothing, but I got a little bone to pick with you. Just a little bit. So I've been filling out my planner, right? Getting ready for 2025. And I was going through my messages and stuff, right? To figure out everybody's birthday. And you know whose birthday we missed? Happy belated birthday, Dorsey. A whole month later. I think I got everybody's birthday, especially when it comes to the OGs. Where's Krista? I got Krista. For my OGs, is there anybody that I don't have on this list? And now he's being shy. Is there any, this is what I really wanted to do. I wanted to do this at the beginning. Let's see. Oh, I don't have Loca and Mars. When's your birthday? We're doing most aligned year yet in 2025. It's not okay. December 30th. Hold on, let me put it back into frame. There you go. I can take a screenshot now. Whenever you're ready, boo. Crazy in love. All I wanted for my birthday was to do nothing. You accomplished that. I bet it was great. So let's see who else. I know I'm missing Lux. And I want to say she's a Scorpio, but she might be a Capricorn. Like a January Capricorn. If anybody knows, let me know. I tried hitting her up over the weekend, but she didn't say nothing. I love what you said about bosses and managers. Now I understand why so many times it happens to me. Desiree, I'm so sorry, but I'm glad you get it. I'm glad you get it. And it's not you and that's what kills me all the time. It's not your work as an employee. It's just who you are as a person. And I hate that, eat the young or something like that. Like nurses use that terminology, how the older nurses pick on the younger nurses instead of teaching them how to, the tips and tricks of the trade. Lux is a Scorpio. All right, we're going to have to get that. Well, this is my project that I've been working on, and I posted it in the Patreon. If you guys haven't wrote that letter to your future self, what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? This is probably the last time I'm going to turn to that page because I'm trying not to read it. I'm trying to read it again at next December. If you've got in your journal, fill it out, especially the natal chart, right? Your birth chart, as well as that letter to your future self, thinking, expressing gratitude for what 2025 has brought you. Now that that's done, any questions, thoughts, responses, reflections maybe that you want to share with the collective about anything that came out on the live. Mr. said he wants his reading today. I'm just the messenger. Well, today I am fully booked. The only time I'll have is after 8 p.m. and then we'll have no light. So it will be difficult to pull the cards. But I'm available every other day. There's just something about Mondays that are Mondays and Tuesdays I tend to be booked. Where did my page go? Because I'm way too far up. Way too far up. Where'd you go? Loca is November 8th. Hi, Layla. How are you? Oh, well then that's perfectly fine. If he wants to do, let's see, 8:30? Does 8:30 Eastern Standard Time work for him? Hi, Morty. You've been without Wi-Fi for 2.5 days? Thankfully, we haven't been live. But I missed you. I was thinking of you earlier and was hoping you'd have a moment to come on. How are you? Peruvian HQ, how are you? Layla, I'm glad to hear that you're keeping the faith, as it should be. We got to catch him before he changes his mind. 8:30 it is. Peruvian, I'm wrapping up the live. I do hear you and see where you're coming from. I am wrapping up the live, so we won't be doing any more readings, but you can schedule one using the link in the bio. I just want a reading on Mr. Gemini. We have so much to talk about Mr. Gemini, and time just keeps getting the best of us and best of me as things are just progressing in a very, 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 very nice way. But there's lots and lots and lots to discuss with Mr. Gemini. What does your day look like tomorrow? Boogie, woogie, woogie. I am well, Morty. I am very well on this rainy Monday. At least it's not too cold. Thank you for the gifts, guys, and the likes. Agnes. I like that name. Lux is October 30th. Oh, God. Like, how could I forget that? How? Because I'm Etta. Bada bing, bada boom. Momo, what would I do without you? Thank you, thank you, thank you. We've had some proper summer weather. I love that finally, because it was a little weird at the beginning of the season change. You guys were still getting that snow stuff and whatnot. So I'm happy that the weather's finally doing what it's supposed to be doing on your side of the globe. So I should be live tomorrow around the same time, sometime between noon and 2:30 tomorrow. Right. We're definitely trying to stay away from going into that 4 o'clock hour where it gets dark, really fast. Boogie, I will text you about tomorrow and what your days look like tomorrow. If there are numbers in my phone, I try to have to look at you, Momo. Look at you. I love it. I started doing that. Your birthday, Breeze's birthday, Jayla's birthday, and then I forgot. All right, my loves, we've been on for a while. As she should. Delilah got thrown out during Helene. As she should. As she should. The last 3 videos you posted are you sure about? Well, we have free will, so if you choose to wait, then you choose to wait. Isn't that lovely how that worked out, Momo? With the spoiled food. I love that for Delilah. She earned that. Fair and square. She earned all of that. If you guys think of something or have a response, a thought, something comes up during the day and you remember the live, you want to reach out, share your thoughts, don't hesitate to contact me. I won't contact you first, but I will definitely, I do respond to my messages and my emails as they come in. So don't hesitate to reach out to me. I want to thank each and every one of you, because some of you have been on for the whole, 2 hours and change with us. And I want to thank you for spending this part of your day with Spirit, the Soul Tribe, and myself. I trust that you all will have an amazing day. Until we meet again, stay blessed.